All right, folks, we are back again like a bad case of herpes, folks. It's me and Dre. We riding
Oh,
again, folks, like a bad
is that a
case.
bad?
A bad case.
Ooh,
We left and we
wow.
came back again a week later, folks. Hey, folks, this is Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop on the line. On the
That's
East
right.
Coast, drenched, wet in the rain. And I sit here under the air conditioning in beautiful
They said
California,
drenched wet.
drenching wet in the rain. While I
That's
sit
right.
here in my studio with air conditioning and a t-shirt on, you got Dr. Dre and Lonzo. What's up with you folks?
What's up, Lonzo? How you doing? I'm sitting here with my umbrella,
Inside, motherfucker,
keeping
inside.
it, trying to keep it cool. Cool, not cool from not getting wet. That's
He
all. But
inside with the umbrella on.
we've been dealing with these weekend showers for the last few weeks, and climate change is alive and doing extremely well here in New York.
You know, I remember when I had to eat up the dark back in the 80s and El Nino was here in LA.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it was the most, it almost put me out of business, literally, because we were in the mood of making things happen, and every Friday it started raining. Friday and Saturday stopped raining on Sunday. That happened for 6 weeks in a row, dude. We couldn't make no money because kids especially can't come out because parents ain't taking them out. And boy,
No,
it
I
was
like that.
rough. The weekend rains, oh my God, it changed my life for a minute. It made me appreciate the sun.
Well, with us, we would come up with crazy things because remember, we always have weather in the winter. So occasional snowstorm, we try to turn that and flip that to work for us. So we didn't mind if it snowed early in the day, but we tried to clear the path and make sure we could say, oh, you drop them off here. This is good. We got the parking lot clear. Come on, come on.
Okay.
And it's warm. Look, the more people get in there, the warmer the club is inside.
Okay.
Look, I remember DJing with my good friends from Spectrum City, aka Public Enemy, in the middle of the Hempstead movie theater, and it was 2 degrees below zero, and people were there with hoodies and thick jackets, and we were out there playing music. And every time we breathed, you could see the smoke, and it would freeze, and we're sitting there trying to DJ with gloves on.
Wow.
That was hysterical.
Hey,
It
man,
was hysterical.
I saw on the internet that 45 Kingpin, was it 45 King?
Yes, DJ Mark the 45 King, the creator and writer of the 900 number, aka the Ed Lover dance music, also the producer of the song "It's a Hard Knock Life" for us, for Jay-Z,
Okay.
and many, many other incredible songs that he worked with the great Queen Latifah with, and so many other great folks. And I was just in contact with Mark a couple of months ago because he and I go back and forth all the time, and he was just one of my good friends. I don't like calling people super close. Like we hung out, we was doing what we did because one of Mark's favorite things to do was smoking the ganja and have fun with that. But he also was on my first tour that I did with Original Concept. We went to Europe and we performed, and Queen Latifah opened for us. And we also had, believe it or not, Boogie Down Productions. Yes, indeedy. And DJ Mark the 45 King was with us. And we were talking about when we landed on the wrong side of Germany at the time. It was just, he was such a good spirit, such a good guy. And we went and talked about everything. I send my blessings and my peace. And I know, Mark, wherever you are, you got 245s and 2 turntables and a mixer, and you're up there making it right, making it rumble, making it thumble, making it do what it needs to do. Because that was DJ Mark, the 45 King. We love you, man.
What was the cause of death? Anybody know?
That I am not certain yet. And I say let's just celebrate the life. Let's not worry about the exit strategy. But people were telling me, oh, well, he wasn't looking good. He wasn't this. But when I spoke to Mark, he said he was in good health because he checked on me. I checked on him. And you know what? Matter of fact, Monday was his birthday, believe it or not.
Wow.
Yeah, 62 years young.
Wow.
It's a blessing. We all got to think about it. We all got to know about it. But that's something that we're going to talk about, a podcast that I'm getting ready to start. And it's called Confessions of a Food Addict with Dr. Dre. And we're going to have a ball with that, with folks. Because the thing is, what we eat, what we drink, how we walk, how we talk, how we live, is how we can do the best to keep our life expectancy as long as it can be. And I've been around too many folks my age, older, that have recently passed away. And everybody calls me up and says, Trey, you okay? Trey, you okay? And I said, I'm fine. I'm all right. I'm all right. I do my doctor's thing. And I tell people this, especially when it comes to food. If you're going to cheat on, I don't even want to use the word diet, do it one day and make sure the other 6, you're on the right path. Get your fruits and vegetables, your salads, get your greens in your life, get your beans, get your onions, get your mushrooms, get your berries, and get your seeds in line. Because that G-bombing could help give you a day or 2 more with you. So big love and big respect to his family.
All right. All right, folks, you're live with Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast Hip Hop, and my man, Dr. Dre from the East Coast. Your name is Dr. Dre. Do you have ever had a subtitle? We called you niggas, we called y'all Laurel and Hardy down here, but that ain't gonna hold on to that.
Yep, that was usually, we had Laurel and Hardy, we had Abbott and Costello, we had all those types. Yeah, that's fine.
Just checking.
But you know what was cool about it? I was Dr. Dre, but my title came from playing basketball, and then it emerged into music. But most people just call me the fearless leader, and I kept moving. That's all.
All right, folks, you're live. I see my boy Dusty Vision in the house, Martin Cozy in the house, Gary the Garage, Derek Mallory. Who else? Vista Light 1972. STEM Radio. What's up with you, Doc? STEM Radio got a question for me, Lonzo. If you get a chance, can you expound on what you were saying about the last show about the participation trophy wrappers? For me, what that means, man, I don't know if y'all remember in the 90s and 2000s, everything, there was no keeping score on the soccer field, no keeping score on the football field, no keeping score on the baseball diamond for kids.
Everything was honorable mention.
Everything was just, kids ain't been up to bat yet. And other team, who won? Nobody won. They're just playing because they love to play. Bottom line is that's not how life goes. I never understood that concept. Nobody wants to hurt anybody's feelings, and everybody wants to give. Oh, that's a good strikeout, Johnny. That's a great way you dropped the ball, and the way you missed the soccer net. Oh my God, it was just fantastic. So now, as they've gotten older, we have what I call participation trophy rap. No matter how whack the song is, oh, you're a hit, baby. You're a smash. It's a fucking great song. No, it's not. That shit is bullshit. Well, because we on participation trophy hip hop, so many people get pats on the back, and nobody wants to make nobody feel bad. But bottom line is the numbers make them feel bad. The response make them feel bad. So you can give them all the fake hope you want to and the fake support you want to. You're not keeping it 100. And that's how you get all these fake ass celebrities, these fake ass hits that can't sell no tickets in the concert because people then pumped them up to think they really got something, and they go on stage and people start booing them. Or if anybody shows up, they start booing them. And it's just what I call participation hip hop, man. You make a record and everybody think it's an automatic hit because you stood in front of a microphone and blurted out some shit for 3 minutes. Go ahead, Dre.
Well, let me be the opposite point of that thing, because as you being a club owner and understanding that if the club ain't popping, nobody's going in. And this is another thing, I'm gonna throw it at you like this. This is what I mean when everybody now in this generation, no one goes to the club to go to the club and enjoy themselves. Everybody has to be in the VIP, and everybody's connected to whoever's going to be on stage, and everybody's got to be on stage, and everybody. And it's like, whoa, where's the distinction between the performer and the audience? Where is it? That's part of the problem. Now, what you're saying is correct. Everybody doesn't make a hit record just because you walk in a booth and you spit 16 to 36 bars in a row and you think the beat is super hot. Doesn't mean when you play it in the street, the rest of the street is along with you. It doesn't work that way. But when we all started making rap music, but it went in any music, any category, soul, hip hop, rock and roll, jazz, there's always a competitive nature to the music because everybody wants that shine. And in trying to get that shine, there's going to be a competitive factor. Here's my only dividing line. Sometimes it's good to learn when you get booed. Because some people get booed bad. And when you get booed real bad, guess what happens? I got to go back in that laboratory. I got to go back in that rehearsal studio, and I got to work on my program. I can tell you a quick story about that. When I was just telling you about the tour, I was on with a good friend of mine, the late great Dave Funkenklein, and we were out on tour with the late DJ Mark 45 King, Queen Latifah, and we were the headliners, the original concept, because we had songs Acknowledge Me, Can You Feel It, Pump That Bass, and we just dropped our album, Straight from the Basement of Cooley High. So KRS-One and Boogie Down Productions opened for us that night before Queen Latifah went out there. And they blew us off the stage. I mean, Chris and them just destroyed the stage. And it was the first of 3 nights at this club. And we went out there and we went from being, yo, we're the ones, what is it, to going, yes, y'all. How you feeling, y'all? We went back into the hotel, went into my room and piled in and said, this will not happen again. We readjusted our show. We fixed the lineup. We fixed the freestyles. We had people who were on stage who helped and pump the crowd up. Everything we fixed. We walked out there. They went and they killed it again. We said, not tonight, bro. And we destroyed them. And Chris came over to us and said, yo, y'all are really good. What happened? I said, you kicked our ass. And we weren't going to have that no more. Our name is on that banner. People are paying to come see us. We're gonna do it. So you keep doing what you do, and we're going to go do what we do. And that's how you learn. So, like you're saying, it's not about the trophy and acting like you're cute and everything is good. Put effort in your show. It's not about putting 100 people on the stage. It's about you performing. Bring your confidence with you. Bring a big bag of confidence and make it happen.
I saw a lady, a performer on the show. What's up, Bernadette? I saw a performer on the show on TV the other day, and I forgot who she was waiting on. But she went on the stage by herself, and my parents just didn't show up. I had the routine. I was supposed to have so-and-so as a guest host, and she didn't show up. And she was crying because she went out there because she had a big ass. See, that shit works fine on the home front. That shit works fine in the small clubs because your ass looks bigger close up. When you got a motherfucker 100 feet away from your ass, he can't tell how big your ass is.
It looks like ordinary ass.
If your shit ain't bumping, it's gonna show. And if your ass don't have no stage skills, and for women to constantly think they can just shake their ass and twerk their way through a goddamn concert, it's sadly mistaken. So when you go out there and you do your shit, if your shit ain't tight, be prepared to get your hat brought to you. And like Dre said, sometimes ain't nothing better than a good ass whooping. Okay? Mm-hmm. Ain't nothing better than a good ass whooping, because a good ass whooping either it's gonna make you step up or step out. 1 to 2. I remember
you gotta face the challenge.
I remember with us, we played with Force MDs a lot. And Force MDs is hot in the motherfucker.
Oh, they're incredible.
Force MDs ain't no joke. But Wrecking Crew wasn't no joke either. But we had a different kind of thing though. Okay, them niggas are doing flips and somersaults and shit. We was tight. We were just tight. We were but at that time we had just got off the road with Morris Day, so we had to come correct just to be on the same stage. We couldn't beat Morris Day by no means, but we had to be just as tight as him to give ourselves the same, put us on the same level. And it just then we played behind Zapp and Roger. Now we opened for Zapp one day, and that was a pleasure for us to open for Zapp. Fucked around there, got to Lake Charles, Louisiana, and I think Zapp had to be on the road. They had to get to Texas or something. So they ended up. Kool Moe Dee wouldn't go behind them, and the Boys was another group we played with, and Wrecking Crew ended up playing behind fucking Zapp. I'm like, dude, how you gonna do me like that? If you ever seen Zapp in concert, I just saw them in concert about 3 weeks ago. here in LA, and these cats still set the stage on fire. They still don't leave nothing for nobody to hang out with and play with. So back then they had Roger with them. Oh my God, man, come on, dude. Come on.
Roger was the shit.
Dude.
I had a great 5-hour conversation with Roger one time. Just great information, great human being.
And Martin, Martin said something, and even an ass whooping in life, man. Some of my best friends beat me up. We fought, and I lost the fight. One of my best friends.
I was gonna ask. Wait, I had best friends, and we became best friends after we fought.
Best friends to this day, both 60, 70 years old. I talk about this fight we had in Vanguard back in the day. In my era, last 2 weeks of school, we couldn't dress for gym. They turned off the water, stopped having towel service, but we still had to do something for gym. So we would take off our shirts. Everybody wore T-shirts and put on our tennis shoes, and we would box. Okay, and I ain't gonna claim to be Muhammad Ali, but because at that time, being 14 years old, I was a catcher for my little league team. And when you become a catcher, one of the first things the coaches teach you how to do is to keep your eyes open when shit passing past in front of your face. So I'm used to bats and balls and shit coming past my face. So I kept my eyes open. Most cats at that age fight with their eyes closed.
That's so true.
Most guys
you swing real hard. Hope you
they swinging hard. So while you're swinging, I'm looking at you, but you're not looking at me. You swinging, but I'm looking at you, but you're not looking at me. And meanwhile, I'm knocking the shit out your ass. So, make a long story short, last week in the class, I beat everybody. Now, again, I'm not claiming to be the Muhammad Ali motherfucker, but I had one advantage. I knew I could box a little bit, and I kept my eyes open. Fucked around there, got to the last week of school, Thursday before the school let out. And we had 2 gym classes, and we had like a gym class championship. I barely made the championship because the guy I had to fight for my class championship was left-handed, and he was knocking the shit out of my ass. Like, why did he keep?
Oh man,
he was goofy.
Southpaw.
He was goofy, but I couldn't figure out why he was sticking my ass. Oh, this motherfucker left-handed. Let me do something different. Pop bam, pop bam. Anyway, I got past him, got to the overall championship, and the brother who ended up being the champion for the other class, he and I had a little beef in the 8th grade. And we both got suspended for a day and had a parent conference. And we was cool. We didn't trip no more. And man, we got to boxing, and I'm doing pretty good. I'm holding my own. And some asshole in the damn class says, "Hey, Ray, remember what happened in the 8th grade last year?" And this nigga's eyes got big, like he remembered me hitting him and running or something like that. This nigga's eyes turned red and stopped beating on my ass. The teacher had to pull him off of me. Okay, he was whooping my ass. I'm not that dude. I accept my humility. Anyway, teacher pulled him off of me. We broke up. Everything was cool. And as we got older, as we got into high school, we started seeing each other more and more. And come to find out, my oldest daughter's mom, he used to date her. So we was, I met him. Ray, okay, cool. So we just got cool. And now he's the president of the Corvette Club here in LA. And we talk about this, man, because if I was of the mindset of the youngsters today, that ass whooping would have caused.
Oh yeah, somebody had to die.
Somebody had to die for over ass whooping. And I said, dude, just imagine if we was had the same mindset these kids had today, one of us might not be here. And that's what happens when you know how to take a loss, because a loss is not just a loss, it's a lesson, an opportunity. It's a loss, it's a lesson, an opportunity. 3 things that a loss does: a loss, a lesson, an opportunity.
It's knowledge also.
And it's a lesson. That's
it's a teaching moment.
It's a lesson. That's why I say it's a lesson. So once you learn these lessons, you learn to cope better in life and deal with shit differently. And it just makes you a better person overall. I know what I did not know till after that is that him and all his brothers were Golden Glove champions. Okay, I didn't know that shit. Okay? I thought he was a basic boxing motherfucker. Like, no, he was a Golden Glove champion, a junior champion, Golden Glove. His whole family was boxers, and he was whooping my ears. Dude, bam, you know, he had that style that I didn't have. I'm doing my thing. He pop, scientifically whooping my ass. So yeah, folks. But again, that was shit 50 years ago, for real, and we still partners.
That's a good. Well, let's welcome Queen B to the stage. How you doing, Queen?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are y'all doing, legends?
We're doing great. We're doing great. You have any challenging lessons from the past or from the present that you'd like to share with us here on Legendary Connects?
No, I had a lot of friendship fighting too, and then when I went to see my cousins who are more in the hood, did y'all have the family that would tell you if you don't fight that person, I will fight you. You better go back and fight them. Don't run away.
My daddy told me that every
Don't
time.
run away from a fight.
My daddy said that to me every time.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, my family, that side of the family, my dad's side of the family was that family, and I didn't understand it coming from my mom's side.
I did strange things when I fought Lonzo and Bernadette. I never fought like one-on-one. I would fight like 4 or 5 people, and they would just try to jump me. Yeah, because I would have my regular book bag and I have my trumpet case. And I was a clown, so I would always make jokes because I was around a bunch of older. I was hung with the older crowd, and they always used to snap on you, tell jokes, and do that. So when you're like 4 or 5 years younger than them, and you bring it to your peers, they don't take it the same way. They take it as insults, and they want to fight. So I would just, snap on everybody. They go, "Yo, we're gonna shut that fat motherfucker up. So let's just beat him up and jump him." So I would always have to fight a group of people at the same time. And the fun thing was, this was maybe about 9 years ago, I saw one of the guys I used to always fight with. His name was John, and I was coming out the bank, and he was like, "Dre!" I was like, "Oh, shit, I gotta fight John. This ain't fair. This ain't right." And I had my kids with me. Said, "Oh, man, I gotta fight. I got a trumpet case. I ain't got this." He says, "Yo," they were like, "Yo, do you know your dad and I used to fight all the time?" But the thing is, I finally figured out he was trying to make us all laugh. And then we would jump in because everyone would laugh at us, but he was just trying to have fun. And it took a lot of years for us to figure out he was just a joker. He just told jokes. But you learn from those fights. And that's why, like Lonzo said, I learned not to punch with my eyes closed because my other cousin was a martial artist. And the first thing he taught you is keep your eye on your opponent. Don't ever close your eyes. And he was ruthless with his. So when he would like spar with me and teach me, he'd punch me in the head. "What are you going? Open your eyes. Open your eyes."
Yeah. I tell you what's scary to see. You got your eyes open, here comes somebody's fist right to your goddamn mouth. Here come his motherfucking knuckles right in your That right there would make you put your guard up a little bit better. Hey folks, you're live with the folks here. East Coast, West Coast, and Miss B in the middle. We like an East Coast, we like an interstate sandwich here. Interstate sandwich. Miss B is in the middle.
We're showing it can work. Everything can work if you put it together on
Miss
the
B, they
Legendary
was talking
Connect.
about how good you sound. Now I see your mouth moving in. A damn thing coming out your mouth.
I'm being well. My sound is better. I'm just letting the legend speak. Thank you, STEM Radio.
Okay, I'm just saying. We got this interstate sandwich here. You right smack. That makes you the bologna. You the brown bologna right there in the middle of the sandwich. And say what?
Oh, wait a minute. I got one more person to say RIP to since we're talking about underdogs and fighting. Big shout out to Burt Young's family who passed away, who starred in all the Rocky movies. He was Paulie. He was Rocky's brother-in-law, and he passed away this week
died.
Also. Huh?
I saw it the other day. I thought he passed a while ago. No,
well, he died in
Creed
the other
1. The other party from Sopranos. That's the one that died a few months.
Yeah, that Paulie died from the Sopranos.
Yeah.
No, this is Paulie from the Rocky movies, and it makes sense. I know it's a Rocky movie, believe it or not, and the Creed movie. But big up to Burt Young. I've met him a couple of times. Very fascinating man. Very funny man. Very funny man. And he was. I don't want to say he was always like the characters he played on screen, but he was very, very funny.
Now that I think about it, man, all the parties is dead, man. Wait. Check it out. Paulie from The Soprano, Paulie
Yes.
from Rocky, and the
Mhm.
Paulie from Goodfellas. The old dude, the main
Oh yeah,
guy,
yeah,
Paulie,
yeah,
he
yeah,
died.
yeah.
All them Paulies, that's not a good name to have.
Yeah, he recently passed away too.
Yeah. The OG
But
Paulie from yeah.
remember, we couldn't talk to Big Paulie.
Right,
From
couldn't talk to Big
the
Paulie.
bathroom.
Yeah, only one guy talked to Big Paulie, and Big Paulie
Only
didn't.
one person would spit in his ear. Nobody else could talk to Big
Right.
Paulie.
He died first, then the other Paulie died. Now this Paulie
Then
died. Man,
Yeah.
that's
So,
wild.
What?
And a lot of these guys weren't just actors, man. Paulie from The Sopranos was a real player.
oh, for all of the women, most of the players in The Sopranos were real players.
Right.
Because when they went to cast them, that's who they went to go get. But they were actors too, because they had been in different movies. But they were real. They were real people. They were those real. They were those real dudes.
They gave The Sopranos Paulie. They gave him a movie a TV show one time. He tried to. They tried to make him a lead. He wasn't the lead. And same thing with this Paulie here. They tried to make him a lead as well. He wasn't the lead. They have all of those.
But you talking about Paul Savino?
Paul Savino
from Big Paul, but he was a lead actor. He was an Academy winning actor too.
Right. So
and
anyway,
his daughter's a big time actress.
Yeah, and Dominique, I think it's Hayward says Paul. He played in the Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield. One of my favorite stupid ass movies, man.
Oh, love that movie.
One of my favorite. You know what?
Love that movie.
It's one.
Oh, because he played what's the name?
He was his driver and his handyman. You know, all this dirty work and shit. You know,
he told Rodney Dangerfield's son. He said, "Look, I got two sons. One I put through college, the other I put through a wall." Boo. He was Boo in that movie.
You know, when I think about, good looking out, Dominique. When I think about movies like School Days and guys like Rodney Dangerfield, movies were stupid as shit, but they was funny. They was fun. They didn't mean no harm. They said some shit that might have been today could be considered cancelable, but we all took it for face value. We didn't try to interpret it to be something that it wasn't. You know, and Rodney Dangerfield, I was a big Rodney Dangerfield fan.
You ever see Easy Money?
Come on, man, him and Joe Pesci.
Because with Joe Pesci, that shit was funny.
Yeah.
Oh my, look, he got away with murder in those movies.
Yeah.
And the thing is, no one was like, "Oh my God, we got to cancel." No, it was just funny.
It was just funny, you know.
It was funny.
You think that funny would get a pass for some of this bullshit. Even Alicia Keys, she was trending all week this week because she made a comment about accept your fears, don't be, learn to face your fears.
Oh, because she did the hang gliding thing.
Right. Oh, you're not being slick. We caught you. We know what you mean. You're siding with whoever it was. I'm like, huh? Come on, folks. Y'all gonna find something everywhere in every little tidbit. Come on, folks.
But I gotta give credit. Let's give credit when credit is due. Gotta give credit to President Biden, who squash all fears, all anxieties, and tell people, everybody slow it down a little bit. Now we know where the problem lies. We know who initiated it, but we're not going to get out of this by escalating the violent end.
We ain't gonna talk about it because I don't want to get everybody talking about that.
You know,
thing.
I'm not talking about
I'm gonna leave that shit alone. Leave that shit the fuck alone.
I'm going around it. Everybody's got to start. We have to start, like you just said. You have to be able to go to a movie and just laugh. Just laugh. Because I remember the first time I ever saw the movie Animal House, I was on the freaking floor. And there's a story about that movie when they did Animal House, and the producers and the directors asked Richard Pryor to come in to watch the movie because they were afraid of the scene with the guy's actor's name is Jesse, who played Otis Day in the Night. And they were like, is that offensive? They said, what the hell's wrong with y'all? That's funny. Leave it alone. Because he did it in a scene where they said they went to the black club and Otis and them didn't recognize the white boys that were there, but they would play at the at the frat house all the time. And it's like, we gotta stop it. We gotta let the comedy just be comedy. Just let it be comedy.
Me and Dusty touched on this the other day, and that's why I'm going to shoot a comedy show tonight, man. I'm shooting a comedy show tonight over in Bellflower at the comedy stand-up. and I'm gonna bring it to my television channel, the Compton Entertainment Channel, and one of the things I miss, man, is sitting back and listen to some funny comedians, dude. And Def Jam, could not exist in this climate right now. They should a
No.
lot. They said a lot of line.
The Bernie Macs of the
Come
world.
on, man. They said a lot of shit that
Chris
was on the line
Tucker's,
and crossed the line quite a
Martin
few times.
Lawrence's. Yeah, quite a few folks that were really talented. Bill Bellamy's of the world. I mean, look, Cedric the Entertainer, Steve Harvey. A lot of folks came through those doors. D.L. Hughley. It's like it's comedy. Big up to my man Talent all the time. That was his main line. Yo, relax, everyone. It's nothing but comedy.
Right.
Don't get all twisted. Because Ed and I used to do a comedy show where we did our show on Hot 97, and it was sold out all the time. Great packed, beyond packed. We had Chris Rock come on the stage and work stuff out. Dave Chappelle, before Dave blew up, used to come on our stage all the time. So I'm pretty well versed in that. And the thing is, when you get so sensitive that you can't use your words and say that's for the stage, and I don't mean just insulting people, but the thing is, when you pay your money to go into a comedy show, you know what you're going to get.
Right.
Cut it out. Because we grew up with George Carlin. We grew up with Rodney Dangerfield, Richard Pryor, Bill Cosby, Paul Mooney. And when they come in there and they're doing their comedy, that's what they're making a point. Dick Gregory. You can't. Could you imagine trying to stifle Dick Gregory at this moment? Not going to happen.
Hey.
Not going to happen. One of the best parts of my life was Dick Gregory cursing me out on my phone. And I still have that on my message.
Wow.
I said, oh my God, Dick Gregory cursed me out. This is beautiful.
I had a experience with Paul Mooney. Paul Mooney used to be at the comedy store in Hollywood every night almost. Every Sunday for damn sure. And me and Unknown would go down there every Sunday just to hang out because we was trying to bring comedy to the club into Eve After Dark. And some of the cats we brought down to the club. Honest John, Witherspoon, Marsha Warfield, but we was trying to get Paul Mooney down there. And when Paul Mooney would come on the stage, all the white people would leave. All the white people would leave. You see Robin Williams, you see Jay Leno, you see all these cats to come up, room be full. The last 30 minutes of the show, it would be Paul Mooney, and all the white people get up and walk out. So me and Unknown made our way to the front, bought a couple of drinks, getting there, kicking it, and I'm sitting there. I'm in my disco Lonzo LA Lines transition. I got my Jerry curl, and for whatever reason, I always have had a lot of keys. I've always had I got a lot of locks, and I got trust issues. Okay, so I always carry a lot of keys. At that time, I had the keys to the club on my key ring. So I had a big ass key ring. Okay, I don't know why I carried the keys to the club everywhere. You were playing janitor. Okay, well that's exactly what the motherfucker said too. I'm sitting up there on the front row. I got on my Mr. T starter kit, got my chains on, my little jewels and shit, sitting there trying to be all cool. And Paul Mooney says, "Look at this nigga here. Who does this nigga think he is? He must be the janitor for a pawn shop. Nigga, that's not your jewelry. That's not your jewelry. Look at all them goddamn keys. You're the goddamn janitor. And motherfucker, you fool you. You're not bullshitting anybody. That shit got to be back on the shelf tomorrow morning." Everybody laughed, and dude, it was a fucking joke. And
it's funny.
I remember that shit forever, man. I remember that shit forever. And this is the kind of era.
Two quick ones.
This is the era that we grew up in, man. So it's hard to accept the bullshit that people are trying to say is cancelable. Everything got to be dissected and redirected and disinfected for it to be comedy. One of my favorite comedians was damn it, he got canceled. Paul Rodriguez. Another Latino dude. Damn. I can't think of his name right now. But he's a funny. I saw him at the Ice House one time. He was bro. And he's real hyped up. I can't think of his name, but Carlos Mancina. That's his name. Carlos Mancina.
Oh, he's funny.
He's fucking funny. He's like, bro.
When he was using beaners, they're all beaners out there.
Yeah,
he's funny.
We got two bros. We got the beaners. We can get together. We can make a goddamn bean tamale or some shit. Oh man, this shit was funny, but
He's
that kind
funny.
of shit got canceled. Yeah, I ain't seen Paul. I ain't seen Carlos Mencia nowhere. I see him on YouTube, Netflix, but I don't see him no place else. So here we are nowadays, man, and we stuck with some guys. In some cases, outside of Dave Chappelle, I don't get it. I don't even get a good chuckle no more, man. I love to laugh, dude.
Oh, do you remember Robin Harris and
I-
Bebe's kids?
Robin Harris was at Eve After Dark on a regular basis. He's in my documentary. Me and Robin Harris talk just like me and you talk. He would come to my club every week. I would be the first club.
Let me give you some quick info. If you have the CD or the tape of Bebe's kids, the guy he's insulting in the beginning of Bebe's kids is me. They put me in front, Ed and I in front, and he came out and said, "Look at this big motherfucker here. This nigga." He was talking about me.
Wow.
And at the end of the show, he came to me and he hugged me. He said, "Thank you," because most people would have jumped up and started screaming and trying to get back at me. I said, "Dude, I do comedy shows all the time. It was funny.
Robin
Funny's
Harris
funny."
back at the Comedy Act Theater in Leimert Park. Robin had people so scared to walk across the stage when he was on the stage hosted in between the acts. People would damn near piss on themselves. No bullshit. You better not get up and walk across the damn stage in front of Robin, because Robin was on the stage. The bathroom was on the
other side.
And if you had to cross that stage, cross in front of him, he'd just look at you, motherfucker. Where are you going? You got to piss? You better sit your ass. And motherfucker was gonna sit back down. Literally, no shit. And one time, Tommy Hearns was there. He had just got through fighting Sugar Ray Leonard. And Tommy Hearns was like, got up to go piss. He say, "You big tall son of a bitch, where you going?" And Tommy Hearns is like, "Man, get the fuck out of here." "Oh, it's like that? Don't make me call Sugar Ray." Ooh. Ooh, man. And
Yo, I was sat there in front, Ed and I, we were there with our dates and, chilling. Tiny Lester was there. I mean, it was packed.
all the time.
And the thing is, they set us up. They were like, "Yo, put them right there." And they put us right in front. And every time I listen to Bebe Kids now, I always smile. I go, "That was me he's talking about."
Wow. I read Bernie.
That was me.
I read Bernie Mac's book. And Bernie Mac was in his book, he talks about how him and Robin Harris's style was so much alike. People thought they were related. They're both from Chicago. They never met. They never met until later on in Robin's career. And Robin Harris asked Bernie Mac to be his opening act on his tour. That was on a Friday. Robin died Saturday night.
Yeah, it was so sad. It was so even with Bernie, because Bernie was in our movie Who's the Man, and people go, "Oh, where did Bernie come from?" Bernie first acting role was in Who's the Man with Ed and I. And I used to we used to talk with Bernie, Bill, Bellamy, and because we put as many people in as we could, because nobody thought, "Oh, well, how's he going to make this work?" And the thing is, we were only supposed to have one cameo from Crisscross. That was the only cameo that was supposed to be in Who's the Man. And then when it started unveiling, called Run DMC, KRS-One, Ice-T showed up. And then all of a sudden, everybody started wanting to be a part. Queen Latifah, everybody after matter everywhere. Bushwick Bill. It was like, this was so cool. It was so cool. I remember one quick thing from, just one quick thing.
Go ahead.
At the Comedy Store, what you was talking about, that was the first time I ever saw Jim Carrey. When I went to see Paul Mooney, and Jim Carrey came out before Paul Mooney, and Paul Mooney ate his ass alive. But Jim Carrey was so energetic. Paul Mooney was laughing. When Paul came out, he said, "See, a white boy can come out there and stretch his head, stretch his body, do all that stuff. I do that, nigga, put me in handcuffs." Like, what? It's like, yo, just.
Hey, I got a question for you, Dre.
Go ahead.
How much they pay you guys to do that movie, Who's the Man?
Not enough. Call later. Not enough.
Did you guys no residual?
And the great Suzanne DePass was the executive producer. Our manager, Charles Stetler, was a producer. Maynell Thomas. And that was our first movie venture. And I learned so much from doing that movie. But in my book, I talk about that. I talk about Jonathan Demme, who is Ted Demme's uncle. Ed and I were supposed to do a cameo in the movie Philadelphia. with Tom Hanks and that other unknown actor, Denzel Washington. Because Jonathan wanted to direct our first or second movie, but both movies were going at the same time. There was a big storm we had out here, so we had to do a shoot on a Saturday when we were supposed to go to Philadelphia, and everybody was waiting for us to come do that, and we couldn't do it because we had to do a reshoot for Who's the Man.
Wow. Okay. No residuals?
Yeah, I get a little residuals every once in a while. That's how I get my bubble gum.
75 cents a month, every couple of months?
Yeah, I get a little bit here and there.
Okay. All right.
You know, it keeps our half a light on.
Was it that was your only movie?
No, I did Juice. I did Gunman. I did.
What you playing Juice?
Huh?
You were
we
Juice.
were the judges for the DJ contest.
Right. I was with Raheem. Was with Khalil this weekend. Khalil came. Me, him, and Play from Kid and Play. We were all in Sacramento last weekend hanging out. Cool brother. I was just talking about that movie. How we were talking about. Actually, me and Play were talking about how they tried to do House Party, a remake of House Party.
They rebooted House Party.
That shit was so goddamn whack, man. I was mad. I gave him an hour of my time.
Because people don't realize that's a Kid and Play movie, characters. You can't just reboot that like that.
Right.
It doesn't work.
You can't.
And, I mean, I can go. One day we'll do a story about the trials and tribulations of Who's the Man. But the one thing I got out of Who's the Man, I got an education. I got an understanding how movies are made. I got an understanding on, all the politics of the movies. And the one thing I got to say about Who's the Man, thank you, Rodney King, for destroying our West Coast sales. Because when that verdict came out and Who's the Man came out that same weekend, LA was on fire. That's what it was. We were technically one of the most bootlegged movies at that time back on VHS. And my manager was pulling his head bald already. He was running up in Harlem trying to catch all the bootleg of the videotapes. But you can't use about that. And Francisco and Ebert, way back in the day, great movie critics. We were on with Regis and Kathy Lee and them. And Regis gave us a big thumbs up. And everybody was looking for big stuff with us. But I talk about that in my book, Your Biggest Stuff. And I know everybody's been waiting. Y'all just got to wait because I just got talked about again that as soon as this other deal is struck, I'll be able to put the book out alongside of it.
All right, there you go, Doc. Bernadette, are you in the closet someplace? Because you're getting darker by the minute.
No, I was on the road. I stopped to get on the show, but I won't let me talk. But I'm on the road in the car.
You won't let you talk? Okay.
Look like your ass waiting on the roadside strangler or some shit. Like you just waiting to be one of them goddamn slasher movies or some shit, babe.
Okay, yeah.
You're in the woods. Now you got to do a seance on this motherfucker. Are you in the woods?
Well, let's bring Bernadette into the conversation. So, Queen, this week, Queen.
Yes.
Are you okay? This week, finally, Will Smith to support his wife. I put that question on that. Our book tour. Best friend.
Yeah.
And the love of his life. And he, they have a, what did he call it? The kind of relationship they have. Brutally or something like that.
What?
Brutal. He called it brutal relationship. Now, everybody. Now, let me ask the question, then you can say all you want. So, what are your thoughts on that revelation that now Will's come to the table? The kids were sitting in the front row clapping hard for mom. What is your thoughts?
I mean, this is not the first sloppy separation I've seen. A lot of people stay separated, and I mean, I met somebody who said he was still living with his ex-wife back in the day. They were roommates, but they were no longer together.
I know a couple of people that were married, got divorced, stayed in the same house.
Mm-hmm.
He had his shit, and nobody could bring nobody home. But hey, I can't afford to leave. I'm not selling my shit for you ass I can't afford. You can't afford to stay here. Neither can I by myself. So you go on back over there. Leave me the fuck alone. I'm going to leave you the fuck alone. Okay.
Right. I had a question about hip hop dancing. Was juking a type of break dancing?
Wait a minute. How did you just switch from Will and Jada and start going to hip hop dancing?
Woman, I really don't. I don't know much about it.
She tried to say something that got this her ass.
People are into it because they're in denial of being in a sloppy separation or being married to somebody you no longer love and care about, and you drag it along. And I think the masses are really just pretending to never have seen a sloppy marriage, Dre. That people hold on to, and you got a story to say. You got the ring to say we're still married, but is it really a marriage, a happy, healthy marriage? It's not the first unhealthy, toxic marriage that's bizarre that I've seen. So it really doesn't capture my attention like the young lady that plays the Black Little Mermaid. She's pregnant and maybe married now. A lot of people are upset about that.
Whoa.
I don't get it.
You're moving way too fast. You said the new Little Mermaid, the young black young lady, is pregnant?
Yes. Halle Berry.
Halle Berry? She's pregnant?
Mm-hmm. That's the rumor.
Why is that so impossible?
You should say allegedly.
She a mermaid. She in a real mermaid. She can get some dick.
Wow. Isn't it like 16 or 15, something like that?
I'm not bothered by it because it's life. That's life. That's just life.
No, but isn't she 15 or 16, something like that? I don't know.
I'm not know.
I just was like kind of shocked, like, wow.
I don't know either. I know she's young as hell, but hey, man. If you saw my daughter right now, my daughter's 22 years old. Look like she's 13.
Wow.
My baby girl is 22 years old. Look like she's 13. That's just.
But they treated that movie with the Little Mermaid with her. They said, "Here's the opening. Here's the closing. Moving on." Even on Disney Plus, you don't even. Because I wanted to watch that version to hear her. They put the other version up, the animated version.
Really?
Behind that shit. It was amazing, man, that people got so mad that they had a black girl playing the Little Mermaid, which is the fictitious character in the first place.
It's a fictitious character.
It's a fictitious character. You ain't seen the mermaid yet, and they made up some other shit, and you mad because she black? Get the fuck out of here. That's that bullshit. That's people that don't have no lives, man. They just want to find something to bitch about.
They stay upset a long time.
What?
They some type of victory that she's, falling or something. I've never understood that. Some people get passes, some don't. Nick Cannon was on TMZ. They clowned him for spending time with his kids on TikTok, and they figured he probably spends 2 hours a day, 2 hours a kid. And is that good enough?
Yeah, I heard that too. That was kind of funny. Nick may get mad about that. It was kind of funny because you keep producing baby after baby after baby after baby. Kids require a lot of attention. Believe me, even grown ones.
Dude,
I got some big shout out to my daughter and my sons. Big shout out.
Dude, today
I'll get in trouble if I don't do that.
I had the perfect example. I had to take my daughter to lunch today. My youngest daughter, just me and her. Dude, if you don't take time to spend time with your kids individually, not just in a group. I used to take her and my youngest son together, but every once in a while, especially girls, gotta take them one-on-one, doc, and just go hang out for a minute, man. What's up with you? Talk to see what's happening, get a vibe for him, man, because you end up on Jerry Springer. She be crying, you be mad as a motherfucker.
It constantly changes. It does not remain the same.
No, it don't. I have a nephew, he got 3 daughters. He said, man, one thing I know about my 3 daughters, all 3 of them require a certain amount of time from me individually, not just as a group. My oldest daughter, she calls me every other day. We talk every other day. We've been doing that for decades. When I was taking my son to school, that's what we do. We talk every other day. And I realize how important parents are to kids, man. It's amazing that I was telling somebody the other day. I was in Sacramento last week, and people always ask me about why I was always portrayed as being such a hard ass in a Straight Outta Compton movie. And I explained to him in real life, I have never to this day met Dre's daddy, Yella's daddy, Clientele's daddy, Shakespeare's daddy, or Cube's daddy. To this day, I have never met their daddies. My daddy was like the crew daddy. He was with us all the time. He go on the road with us, come to the club, hang out with us. They saw him at the studio. He come out the studio. And and Yella said it in another situation. I didn't look at him just as being the group leader. And I thought I was just the group leader and the boss. I'm the one spending the money. It makes me the boss. But when you got somebody, you don't have nobody to reference manhood from, or just to see how
authoritative figure.
If you never lost, if you never been told no, and that's one of the things that happened with me. I had to tell them no a lot, because even though we cool, this is my house. Even though we cool, this is my club. Even though we cool, this is my studio. Even though we cool, this is my money. So we cool, but at some point in time, and this applies to anybody in any type of authoritative position, whether you're a boss or just a parent, not just a parent or a parent. No matter how cool you are with your kids, at some point in time, you gotta tell them niggas, no, I ain't doing. You can't do that. No, you can't go. Don't ask me why. I'll go do so and so and do it now. And that's when they sometimes they can't make the adjustment from your authoritative position, from your being cool position to your authoritative position. So now they get mad because they never, same thing we talked about earlier. Now they feel like they losing something. Now they ain't lost nothing. They just gained some respect, because now you got to put your foot down. Mm-hmm. And it's just amazing how things can be interpreted the wrong way. But again, like I said before, I didn't realize that until here. It's 8 years later, and it just dawned on me that, wait a minute, I ain't never met this dude, that dude. And they brought it to my attention. They looked at me, because I'm a little older than all of them. Yella is the closest one to me, and I'm 3 or 4 years older than Yella. So they looking at me because I got the house and the car and the kid, and I'm a big brother daddy figure. So when the big brother and the daddy say, no, you can't use my studio, you can't use my car, you can't use my house, people got mad. No, you can't be criminals in action. Why? Because I got to answer to your mama. Q, I got to say this. Q was on the show with Dub C and some other folks, and he, they was clowning a little bit. He was talking about me, and he says, Dub C, Lonzo wasn't with that gangster shit. No, I was not. Why? Because y'all, first of all, gangster shit was not popular at that time. And 2, y'all was 15 years old. I got to answer to your mama. At Dudo, Skateland, Eve After Dark, people would put their kids in my trust. And I ain't lost a kid yet, because I was a responsible person in the room. And it's the same thing. I carried that same attitude when it came to records. I can let y'all do any and every goddamn thing, man. Out of my record company, I can't, because I got to answer to your mama.
And that's the authority.
Dude, that's the ultimate authority. So if I'm letting y'all do all kind of shit in my studio, all of a sudden now I'm contributing to the delinquency of a minor. And I was telling somebody that today, as much shit as goes on on television, on the internet, ain't nobody pressing the issue of contributing to the delinquency of a minor. And there's so much shit that's being done. You see 12-year-old kids smoking weed. That's contributing to the delinquency of a minor. But ain't nobody pressing them charges. Pressing them charges. They'd rather be cool with the kid, let him smoke weed on the podcast. His mama sitting right there, and then blame mama or blame the podcast. No, somebody need to go and blame the DA for not arresting somebody for contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Okay, that's a law. That's a fucking crime. But you would think it don't exist no more. Go ahead.
Let me
also with a lot of influence with the kids, with the music, TikTok. TikTok had to give a warning about the kids watching the Ukraine. Just the exposing.
Theoretically, check this out. If at my club I let a kid drink alcohol, I'm in trouble. So why is Spotify, Why is YouTube? Why is anybody else? You're responsible for who see your shit. It's your job to keep it away from them. It's not the parents' job. If the parent at a liquor store, same thing. If a cigarette, that's why they stopped cigarette machines. When I was a kid, they had cigarette machines.
Mm-hmm.
You go up there and you buy a pack of cigarettes. But the cigarette machine, if you walked your young ass up to a cigarette machine, the man behind the counter would get you, run your ass up out of there. I was talking to a friend of mine earlier today. We was talking about back in the day, porno and shit. Yeah, we had porno, but it was behind a curtain, and it was a guy standing right by that curtain. Right, it was right by the cashier. If you caught that something slipping, you might slide past there and go see some titties. Other than that, if he saw you walk past, if he walked back there and saw you, he gonna run you up out of there. But nowadays,
look,
ain't nobody responsible for shit.
You remember how
I got a question.
Trying to buy? Hold on 1 second, please. Bernadette, hold on, please. I was talking. Thank you. I said the thing is, when we used to go try to buy a box of condoms back in those days, and how nervous people got just trying to walk to the counter because they weren't all over the counter. You had to go ask the person behind the counter, and they said, well, what do you want these for? Now you have to come up with an excuse because you weren't. I mean, this is before we were 18, 19, or 20. This is like 14, 15. Like, oh, can I have a? And then you go, oh, these are for my brother. My brother asked me to pick these up. But if you were stupid enough to say, my father asked me to get this, like your father didn't ask you to come get these damn things. Get out of my face. But for me, what you're saying about with the crew, which was very interesting, out of all my crew, when we were going around, I was the youngest of them all. I looked the oldest because I was bigger, and I wasn't taller, but I was, had a big presence. But T-Money was the eldest out of all of us. Then Emac and Elliot, Jeff Foss. I mean, these are all older. But people will come to me and say, Dre, what are we going to do? Dre, how are we going to do this? Dre, we're going to do this. And I had to go to parents of like Rapper G when we went on there because he was a teenager and get his mother's permission to take him out of the country. And Easy G. I had to do the same thing. Even though Easy was old enough, but his mother wanted to hear the whole story. Everybody's parent wanted to know, where are you taking my kid?
Right.
And who are you to do? And then they would look at me like, well, wait a minute. How old are you?
Dude, you couldn't, I mean, in my documentary, some of the grown-ups who were kids back in the day, they reminded me that the parents trusted me with their kids.
That's exactly the same. I got that over and over. Hey, where are you going with my kid?
My original
what are y'all about to do?
My original wrecking crew they weren't like junior high school, about ninth grade or something like that. I'm 19. These guys are 14, 15. They hanging out with me, but I'm bringing them home at 2:00 in the morning on Saturday night. And then mama knew, hey, Miss Baker, I need some help doing this thing. I'm doing a party tonight. I'm DJing. I need Eric or go to Charles Martin. Mom, hey, Miss Martin, I need Eric to help me. All right, look out for my baby. So they tell you that, nigga,
and they tell you
that baby better come home intact. He better not come back home with damn scratch on him. It ain't like it used to be, man. And that was my mindset because I've been trusted with people's kids for so damn long. How could I turn that damn valve off? I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it. Now, excuse me, Bernadette, I didn't mean to cut you off, but please, you were saying?
Don't remember now. I know we get ready to sign off.
Looking like Suge Knight in the damn Death Row Death Row catalog. Anyway, Vernon, it's time to go, folks. Vernon, say goodbye.
It's time to go already?
Yes, sir. We got it.
Is your responsibility again?
Yes.
Wait a minute. We need another 30 seconds. Bernadette got something to say. Bernadette, please say something.
Say bye.
I have no idea what. Bye.
Bye. See, there she go. All right, Dre. We got about 30 seconds left out.
Well, man, this is the interesting part of the show. That's why we're Legendary Connects. The experiences, the love, the learning, the challenges. This is why we go back every Friday. We're back here again. Let's do it some more. Thank you, partner.
Much love to you, Doc. You stay dry. Keep the umbrella open inside the house. I know they say it's bad luck, but you won't get your ass wet.
Well, I'm gonna say you keep it classy, San Diego.
All right, folks. This is Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop. My man, Dr. Dre. We do it like this every week with our girl, Miss B. Friday nights, folks. Legendary Connects. We are out of here till next week, y'all. Peace.
Peace.